Okay. There we go. Let's see if we can make this one interesting. I think we're going to leave it. Are we going to leave it at 100 or are we going to reduce or enlarge? We're going to reduce it. Fair amount of contrast, just a little bit. Okay, this will be an interesting one. This is going to be a funny one because it's a piece of something I did on another photocopier of a piece of a painting. So this is a photocopy of a painting that I made. So it's a different one. It actually comes out of a 4-piece mirror image with this type of image, but we're going to just work it even further. We're going to make it different. So we're going to turn this into something different, and I'll probably put it back in the folder with the other copies. But we don't want to lose it. It's one part of a mirror image, and we're having a bit of trouble slipping it around. It just got caught under the lip, under there. So let's see if it's actually come up more interesting, that I couldn't slip and slide it as freely as I was hoping to. But yeah, occasionally I do use some of my work or stuff that features some of my work in it. So yeah, I don't know if I like that one. I think we showed too much of the black. So I'm wondering if we're gonna do another one. We'll try another one. That didn't turn out quite as well as I was hoping it would. So let's just quickly play with the buttons. I'm actually wondering if there's anything more we can do with this that make it more interesting. I'm wondering if we're gonna simply create a negative positive for a difference, and we're going to use the brightness as we usually would with negative positive. And I think I'm actually thinking we're just going to leave out we're going to keep these on both, they're both, that's dark. It says it's brightness, so it says minus, and when it's on density it's light. So I'm wondering, we're just going to zero that. We're just going to keep it on here. But no, we're going to darken it. We're not going to use brightness this time. We're probably going to add some warmth to the hue for a difference. So we've got everything all set up as is. Let's just see if we can make this version better. So I'm wondering which corner we're going to put up in the top corner. I think we're going to put this near the top. Actually, we can't because it's basically, it's getting hooked under there all the time. Sorry, folks. So I'm just going to put it on the glass. I'll just close that. So this is it again. We're just going to move it around. Just going to slip and slide it the best we can. That's a lot smoother now, smoother than the first attempt. Let's see if it comes up a treat, especially in negative mode. So that was a really smooth movement. Let's see if it's come up. Whoa, it looks interesting. It's not what I was hoping it would be. It's not as colourful as I was wishing it to be. Just trying to think which version is better. I'm just wondering, yeah, this is a tough one. This doesn't look all that good. I'm wondering if we're just going to do it, return it. So this is our negative image. I wonder if we're going to return it just to positive. I think positive looks a lot better, even though it doesn't look quite as exotic. So I'm just wondering. Just going to put the hue in the middle, and we're just going to take the copy density, and we're just going to lighten it. We're just going to make it positive. We're not going to make it. I don't think negative works with this particular type. So I'm thinking we're just going to try and do another smooth one. See if we can make it a smooth movement. Like maybe not quite exactly the same, but we'll see if we can make it look really nice. See if we can turn that around. This is not as easy as I thought it would be. I was thinking this one was probably going to be a winner of a demo. It should, hopefully, if we persist enough, and let's see if we've made that. That looks a lot better. I think that's more interesting in some ways, and that looks really strange and cool. So I'm just trying to decide what's going to be the centre. I think that's going to be the centre. So now we've got our master copy. Now we're just going to put this back in its place in the folder. It's not going on the recycle pile, of course. It's not for recycling. This will be our master that we're going to work from. So we're just going to put that on the glass like so. And I'm just wondering, we're just going to switch it to copied paper. Now let's see, we're going to make this part the mirror image. So this will be the centre, I think. It's a tough one. It's hard to tell if I'm going to make this the centre or that the centre. So it's so complicated. Sorry, folks. Let's see how we go. I'm just going to switch that from that to 100. And I wonder what else we're going to do with this. Colour adjust. Now we're going to put that in the middle, and the hue, I think the hue's in the middle. We're just going to leave it in the middle. Contrast is in the middle. We're not touching that. We're just going to leave it like that, and hopefully this will come up a treat. See how we go. This will probably be a prolongated demo, just a tad. Let's see how that looks. Whoa, that looks interesting. That green looks interesting. I'm wondering, it goes well with these contrast really well with the green. It's like iridescent. So when you've got some background, things can often get very iridescent. So I'm wondering what part's going to be the centre. It's either going to be this part or that part. I think we're going with that part. But that looks iridescent. That's what happens when you put a bit of darkness into it. If it gets a bit dark like that, it often shows up the colours almost like they're popping out like fluoro-ish sort of colours. But I don't think the inks in these, not the inks, the toner is the dry ink. It's called toner. What did I just call it, ink? Fuck me dead, that's a sacrilege. Just joking. Get what I'm getting at. I normally call it toner because that's what it is. It's toner, not ink. We're not talking inkjet. We're talking toner. Toner, the powdered ink, the powdery stuff, the dry powdery stuff. That's the stuff we're talking. Not ink. Ink is what people who don't know about photocopiers. Well, I think most people know what toner is, funnily enough. But when you're talking home printers, like inkjet printers, they use ink. They're the liquid. It's like a liquid. It is a liquid. Whereas this is a dry process, and it's called, and the ink is called toner. Yeah, I don't know why I said ink. Honestly, that just doesn't sound like what a toner head typically says. That's a bit out of character. But anyway, I'm trying to make it funny. I'm trying to be funny about it. But yeah, toner is what it is called. It is called toner, not ink. I would have liked to have done, I was thinking of using that as the centre, but I'm using that. We've got the borders here are a little bit wider, which I'm disappointed with, but I just thought I wouldn't go and fuss about it too much. So let's just put that together like that, and put this together just like that. And I think it's not perfect, but anyway, that looks interesting. I think now we can call it quits.